I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my creative healing course is filled with hours of exclusive content. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about wisdom from the world's oldest married couple. Margaret, you found some good research on this one, right?
I found some good research on this one, and I'm going to use their names because they have been all over the TV and the radio and the internet.
Okay.
His name is Julio Cesar. That would be Julius Caesar, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And her name is a wonderful name I'd never heard before. Waldramina.
Waldramina. Okay.
They were married in 1941
Okay.
in Ecuador.
Okay.
Despite protests from both their families, who didn't approve of the union, they have been married for 79 years.
So they individuated.
They certainly did. And that's going to become even clearer later. Yes,
Okay.
they did. Good for them. So here are tips from them on making a marriage last.
All right.
All right. Tip 1. A solid friendship is the best foundation for a long-lasting romance. They were friends for 7 years before they married.
Mm-hmm.
Being friends adds a layer of authenticity to a relationship that prevents you from being blindsided by your partner's shortcomings after marriage.
True.
I had never thought of that before.
Yeah.
And not quite this way. So if you were friends with somebody for years, you know, you'd know what they ate and how well they slept and what kinds of things made them, you know, angry or sad.
Sure.
And you'd know if they left their dishes in the sink. So you'd have a realistic picture that you wouldn't normally have if you just got a person in a romantic sort of...
That's true. Like if you just meet them and start dating
Yeah.
them, sure, you're going to know a lot about them. Of course, there's going to be adjustments because they're going to be different in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, sure.
But it'll give you a good idea who they
That's
are.
right.
Yep.
And then you won't have that shock if you only saw them through that, you know, euphoric stage of they're perfect and they're wonderful.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of people wouldn't even be friends with their ex. And I don't mean friends after a breakup. I mean, if I know this person and we had never dated, they think, I wouldn't even date this person.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
We have no idea what the ages are here either. I don't think it gave the... Well, they're over 100 years old, each of them. So,
Wow.
So they might have gone to school together.
How long have they been married?
79 years. They married in
79 years.
1941.
Whew. You were only like 1800 back then when they were married.
Actually, my parents got married in 1941. It would have been post, well, no, it would have been mid-World War II, no matter where you lived. Okay?
Wow.
All right. I had never thought of that quite before, and I thank them for that. I got something good already.
Okay.
Number 2, ignoring the opinions of others is sometimes your best bet. Relatives of the couple did not support the marriage to the extent that they were married in secret. Okay? Although it's always good to listen to others' opinions, only you know who's right for you.
That's
so
right.
You're absolutely right. They individuated. They made their own decision and did their own thing, and good for them, because it did, after all, work out fairly well.
Spite kept them together.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that'd be funny if that was the next one on the list.
Yeah, no. Number 3, enjoying one another's company is important. That looks like a fairly obvious must-have in a relationship. But the woman who wrote this particular article said, but if you've ever surveyed the scene at a restaurant on date night, you know it's not always given that people enjoy each other's company.
No.
And you wonder, I often wonder, why did they go out to dinner? Because they're both on their electronics.
I remember one couple vividly that this is from years ago, and they just sat across from each other, both on the phones the entire time.
Yeah.
The way we were positioned in the restaurant, it was like they were close
Yeah.
enough to, I was just like, I don't think they said hardly anything to
Right,
each other.
To each other, yeah.
Well, what kind of a date is that?
Yeah, what kind of a life is that,
It looked miserable.
Yeah, that's too bad. All right, the fourth tip. Maturity is the key. Both partners emphasize that maturity is one of the cornerstones of their relationship success. So I wanted to say a few words about maturity. And the writer also made some amusing comments on that. Now, maturity is easy enough when you're a perfectly ripe peach, okay? But maturity in humans is not so easy to accomplish or to achieve. Some people might be physically mature, which is to say that they are fully physically grown, but don't yet exhibit signs of emotional maturity.
Boy, Margaret, I see that all the time.
Such as willingness to accept responsibility or to maintain poise in a serious situation, which means don't freak out in a crisis, okay? But
How about thoughtfulness in making decisions?
Yeah. I always like to add making life decisions for themselves. They did it all. They did it all, didn't they? You said something else there I thought was interesting. Oh, being thoughtful and poised. We'll get to that, okay? But good for them. They did what they needed to do for each other. But the other thing the woman says, if you feel like you're not quite mature, don't give up yet. These people have had 100 years to grow up. Literally.
Yeah.
They're both over 100 years old. So if it takes you a little longer, don't get too upset. Number 5, respect is non-negotiable. I guess that was a given when they began and still is. Okay?
Yeah. I really believe that respect and love goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. How can you love someone you don't respect?
Yeah.
As a good person, as a decent person, as a real person with feelings.
And you have to command respect.
Yes, you do.
Right?
You have to. Respect is earned. Contrary to what some people will tell you, you have to respect me. I'm older. No, I don't. Right?
Yep. But you also have to respect yourself, and that's why when somebody mistreats you, you have to stand up for yourself, set boundaries. We have a huge section on boundaries in the course.
Yes.
There's a lot to that. Yep. Right? We did I think 5 different sections on boundaries for one of the homeworks.
Yeah, and there are ways that you just don't intrude on each other. You end up knowing how much space each other needs, and you respect that. Respect their boundaries.
Yep.
Okay. Number 6, poetry helps. Waldromina apparently fell in love with Julio thanks to his poetry. Okay? And says the woman who wrote the article, that is understandable, but also not a real thing anymore. Not true. When I worked at an adolescents children's home, there was, half boys and half girls. And the male therapist was not there on Fridays, so all the boys would come to see me so that I could help them finish their poems that they were trying to write to their girlfriends. Okay? Now, this is sort of half-literate adolescent boys for whom school has not gone well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always the easiest tasks. But any adolescent boy who's into words and trying to put them together right, good for him, I say. So I would spend a great deal of time trying to help them with their poetry. So it isn't totally gone yet.
Listen,
there are some men.
I'm not advocating for poetry. Maybe some women would like it, but I just think that it might come on a little too strong. And please, next they're going to be like, so instead of the handwritten letter, it's the handwritten poem?
What if a woman wrote
No.
you? What if a woman wrote you a poem? Dear Craig, your eyes are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Except for your nose and your hair, which are even better. Your wit and charm is totally, and this is all going to rhyme,
Yeah,
and your
I'm
wit,
waiting.
Your wit and charm is unparalleled, right?
I didn't hear a rhyme, though.
Well, I
You gotta work on it,
I didn't
Margaret.
have much time.
Poetry wouldn't do anything for me, personally. Unless I would enjoy it more if it was funny, actually.
Yes, you would. But apparently, women consider it quite gallant because men are not always terribly verbal.
Don't write a handwritten poem to your ex. I'm saying it right now, Margaret. I got to put that out there. They'll be like, forget the handwritten letter. I've got a handwritten poem.
And I remember saying to them, now, the school has a library, right? You can go and look up some other poems so you see how how to write them, they thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people could pull it off, not
So
me.
to the romantic in all men, I say 3 cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more to that one?
Well, maybe I should write you a poem for next time we record. What do you think?
If it's funny.
Okay. Nope, that's all I have to say.
Don't write
Roses are red,
I got it.
violets
I
are
got
blue.
it. Don't write a handwritten letter. As far as ideas, I've got better. How's that?
We'll see.
I'm pretty good.
We'll see about all this.
All right. Good stuff there. Hopefully you found this one helpful. And of course, if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coachings and I do Skype. And of course, Margaret is here to do poetry with you.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you feel that I could be helpful with your poetry or anything else, please contact me.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.